Hi everyone, it's Jess here, and I have another colleague. We are here in Florence, Italy, and we are with the Academy of Art Illustration Department. And so, yeah, I have some questions, so let's just dive in. So, if you don't mind telling us your name, age, and your major.
My name is Adela Moore. I am 28 years old and I am working on a comic book illustration degree, MFA.
Amazing. And where are you from?
I'm currently living in Texas, but honestly, I've just been all over the place.
Okay, very cool. Um, well, since we're here in Italy, we are going to locations and being able to sketch. Do you mind sharing maybe some of your sketches that you've done so far?
Sure, yeah. So I guess starting from, initial to beginning, I've been mostly doing my sketches in pen because,
Yes,
again, comic book illustration, might as well get better using the tools of my intended trade.
absolutely. Wow. So sculpture's really speaking to you.
Oh, that was just for like our first
Oh,
group
true.
thing. I've just been
Yeah.
finding things to sketch on our little
Mm-hmm.
outgoings here and there.
Yeah.
Of course, finding something that actually inspires you to want to draw it is key because otherwise you're not going to have fun doing it. You're not going to
Totally.
be willing to put in the work and effort.
Totally.
Some of these are hits and misses.
Oh
Other
yeah.
ones, they've been
Oh,
slowly
that's
getting
sweet.
better.
Yes. Oh, and those friends sweet. So great. Amazing. Well, thank you for sharing those.
Yeah.
So artists, we just sometimes hit a roadblock or hit some obstacles. What have you faced in your artistic journey, and how did you overcome them?
Well, my biggest artistic, difficulty was getting over the fact since the age of, since I actually started this art degree, was the fact that I couldn't produce the perfectionist idea of what I had in my mind. So I honestly never took an art class before starting this master's degree. So
Oh my gosh, come
yeah,
on. And what year are you in now?
uh, I haven't even been doing full years because I've only been doing part-time classes.
Okay.
Only 2 classes a semester
Okay.
after trying to do full class for semester.
That's a lot.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Well, how does your personal background or identity influence your artistic practice?
Well, I honestly knew I wanted to be a mangaka when I was a kid when I first got introduced to manga. But of course, the whole parental thing of, go for a job that'll actually make you a livable paycheck
I've
sort
heard
of
that. Yeah.
thing.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, but that's definitely where my desire to have that more comic book art style thing has kicked in. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate a traditional artwork done, with paints and so forth. I definitely love colors, but
Yeah.
again, not what I want to do, though I have dabbled in it a little bit.
Yes, exactly. Awesome. I'm just making sure I'm recording because I was like, oh, 80%. Okay. Sorry, ADHD.
No problem.
Okay. Um, are there any artists or artistic movements that have had a significant influence on your work?
I don't remember them off the top of my head.
Sure.
I know that's a horrible thing, but I actually did last semester a history of art illustration, and there were definitely some fantastic artists that I got to see and whose work was
Yes.
just like, okay, I want to incorporate some of their practices, even if
Yes.
it's just in the line work.
I know. I took that class thinking low stakes. Like I was like,
It
am
was
I
going to
gonna
be so boring, I thought,
right?
because of the description of the
Yes.
class, and that was my only complaint. You need to make this class sound way more
Yes.
exciting than the
Yes.
current descriptor is,
Yes.
because favorite class so
I've
far.
taken 3 art history classes, and that one was my favorite. So definitely very good. So, how do you think study abroad will contribute to your artistic growth and future career as an artist?
Well, this is actually my first in-person class. I've been doing online studies because, again, I'm in Texas, the
Sure.
school's in California.
Yep. Yep.
So being able to actually have, in-person feedback and
Yeah.
advice instead of having to wait 3 to 4 days, sometimes a week to hear back on how I
Right.
can improve on things is a big help.
Yep. Yep.
Not the first time I've been abroad though, so but at least here I actually have pretty things to draw versus
Yeah.
where I'm currently at. It's just all modern architecture, which I have no interest in. So
Right. Right. So, like the location's very inspiring, and being in person, yeah, I get that. What have you learned about yourself as an artist through this study abroad experience, and has it helped you discover new interests or strengths in your practice?
again, I haven't really played around with traditional pens all that much. I've been mostly playing around with digital stuff because it's a bit easier to do. But when I go into the field, I'm just doing things in pen. So I'm actually learning things more effectively now. I got
Yeah.
some decent advice of, hey, if you're going to be doing pen,
Yeah.
make things smaller. Don't do up close personal stuff. Otherwise, you're going to see every single mistake.
Okay, that's a great tip. Huh. All right. Well, Is there any last minute tip or suggestion for an aspiring artist that you'd like to share?
You know, figure out how you need to learn. I'm definitely someone who needs that feedback, some pointers. I can't just watch YouTube videos and figure things out on my own. Some people can do that. I had a lot of people when I was asking online, hey, art school ideas, any suggestions? I just got bombarded with,
You don't need it.
yeah, you don't need it, just YouTube videos and stuff like that. It's way cheaper. And I even explained I have scholarships, so
You want to use that. Absolutely.
but yeah, and also, hey, it's never too late to pursue something that you like because honestly, real world jobs most of the time can be very soul crushing.
Right. And so I mean, honestly, creating authentic art is a little bit soul crushing too, because you're like putting yourself out there and then be like critique. But there is something amazing about that of just being able to create and just express yourself. I don't know if you found that.
Yeah, and even if it's just a fun little fantasy, part of your mind can always imagine someday, what if I become one of the greats? It's just a nice little daydream.
I love that you admit that. Like I agree. Like there's something inside of us that's like looking at the just the traditional artists that have made it. You're just like you really honor their journey, and so that's why I love being able to ask everyone here, that our colleagues, of being like, "What's your journey been like? What do you know?" And just hearing backstories because we don't know, like 20 years down the road, like where we'll be, but
Yeah,
we're in the present.
I don't expect to become like, a household name or anything that big, but I would like to be eventually, invited to like anime conventions,
Come
get,
on.
everything paid for, at least my room comp and membership comp,
There we go. There
so
we
that I
go.
can, like have my little artist alley thing.
Yeah. Well, it's been a fun combo. Thank you so much for having. And guys, go ahead and subscribe if you want to hear more stories like this. Just going to be interviewing a few more colleagues here in the next few weeks, and then at the end of the semester or this summer session, we're going to go around and show people's their body of work. What do we call it? The portfolio.
Portfolio, yeah, portfolio pieces.
Yeah. So you don't want to miss it. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.